What's the initial action someone takes when their love for you fades? It's not just about slamming doors, yelling, or demanding space. In reality, it's often much quieter. A subtle change occurs, barely noticeable at the outset. If you're not vigilant, you could easily overlook the subtle hints, those fleeting moments when their heart starts to drift away. This video maintains the same words and routines, focusing not on drama, accusations, or guessing games. It's all about clarity. When love diminishes, it frequently creates a lasting imprint, a gentle, nuanced shift in behavioral patterns. The unspoken truth lies in the emotional distance and the connections left unmade, revealing a deeper narrative that words often fail to convey. In this video, we'll explore 5 subtle yet revealing signs that may indicate someone has fallen out of love with you. These are informed insights. These insights draw from genuine emotional dynamics observed in enduring relationships, marriages, and intimate partnerships. By the conclusion of this video, you'll gain a sharper understanding of reality, identify what truly matters, and discover what your next move could be. Stick around until the very end, as one of these signs, often overlooked, has the potential to completely transform your perspective on your relationship. Embrace the truth, both from those around you and from within. Let's delve deeper into the subtle signs that love begins to fade, as it often makes its presence known in the same hushed manner initially. Indication 1. A decline in curiosity. A subtle yet telling indication that love may be fading is when a person loses interest in exploring your world. Recently, they may have inquired about the outcome of your doctor's appointment, the latest activities of your grandkids, or how well you've been sleeping these days. Now, they hardly glance up when you talk. There's a noticeable absence of follow-up questions. It appears they lack interest in the small narratives that shape your daily experiences. The shift goes beyond mere distraction or busyness. It revolves around a lack of emotional connection. Allow me to introduce you to Edna and Paul, a couple who have shared nearly 4 decades of marriage. Edna shared all her thoughts with Paul. The roses were finally in full bloom once more. The actions of the neighbor's dog. The book club was buzzing with excitement as tensions rose over the latest mystery novel. Paul was once an attentive listener. He would chuckle, nod in agreement, and sprinkle in a remark now and then. However, at some point, that came to a halt. As she began to weave her tale, he hardly lifted his gaze from the glowing screen of the television. He would respond with a mere grunt, or perhaps not respond at all. Edna sensed it before she could articulate it, this weighty silence that hung between them. It was more than just an absence of words. It was the lack of engagement. When someone truly cares for you, they immerse themselves in your reality. They seek to grasp every detail about you, no matter how minor. Your appointments are always remembered. They are concerned about what has troubled you this morning. During that nurturing phase, they begin to emotionally disengage. Typically, it doesn't arrive accompanied by anger. It arrives wrapped in silence, an emotional emptiness that can make you feel isolated, even when surrounded by others. Let's get straight to the point. People keep asking not because you're dull or because your tales have shifted. They cease their efforts as their emotional investment fades away. You fade into the background, no longer the focal point in their story. That seems quite severe. However, if you sense that your voice is no longer resonating, it may be worth considering. When did their curiosity about me begin to fade? Why didn't I catch on to this earlier? When love fades, the words often go unspoken. Yet, their actions reveal what they have stopped inquiring about and what no longer piques their interest. 2 signs. Patience wanes. As love starts to wane, it's often the patience that slips away first. What once brought smiles, laughter, or gentle corrections now appears to be a source of irritation. Perhaps you're sharing a familiar tale, posing a straightforward inquiry about the calendar or discussing the groceries. You're greeted with a sigh, a cutting tone, or that icy stare that communicates, "Why are you even here?" What once felt like clarity now resembles a precarious dance on fragile eggshells. Imagine someone like Helen, 76 years old, who has always had a tendency to be a bit forgetful. Richard, her husband, would playfully tease her about it. He would assist her in locating her glasses, or gently remind her for the 5th time about the whereabouts of her phone. It was an integral part of their rhythm. However, it took a turn. Out of nowhere, Richard began to snap at her. He would quietly grumble or give an exasperated eye roll. One day, when she sought assistance with logging into her online banking, he simply replied, "You need to figure it out yourself." That moment stayed etched in Helen's memory, not due to its dramatic nature, but rather because it starkly contrasted with his former self. In the embrace of love, grace is freely given. They understand your unique traits, your routines, your vulnerabilities, and they approach them with care. Yet, as love diminishes, even the simplest of requests can start to feel like burdensome demands. The change is nuanced, yet impactful. What was once a space for understanding has transformed into a realm of resistance. It's not about your mistakes. It's about the gradual emotional distance they've begun to create. Patience is frequently the initial thread that breaks. It's possible that you could begin to doubt your own decisions. Am I coming across as too needy? Am I expecting too much? However, the reality is that it's not about requiring less. Their commitment to being present for you has shifted. They've stopped investing their emotions. Their tone of voice reveals it all. The interruptions, the eye rolls you notice, and even the weighty silence that lingers after a perfectly ordinary question. Pay attention to that shift. It's more than mere moodiness or stress. This may indicate that their heart has shifted from its previous place. If you often feel like a nuisance rather than a valued partner, it's important to recognize that feeling. If you're enjoying this video and finding the insights helpful, drop a comment with the number 2 below to show me you're tuned in. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to stay updated with all our latest videos. Your support empowers us to keep delivering valuable content that informs and inspires you. It's time to progress. Indication 3. Insufficient quality time spent together. As love fades away, so too does the essence of time itself. Not time measured by hours or days on a calendar, but rather the kind of time that resonates, feels shared, and is intentionally chosen. You'll see that they begin to pull away from making plans with you. It's not that they're too busy, it's simply that they choose not to. They would cozy up next to you for your favorite shows, or share the evening breeze on the porch. They now linger in different rooms. They frequently head out without checking if you want to join them. Even when they are present, their body may be there, but their mind is elsewhere. Imagine a man named Ray, 68, who cherished his morning routine alongside his wife, Linda. For years, they shared quiet moments over coffee at the kitchen table, discussing the weather, the news, or simply enjoying each other's company in silence. Their words held no significance. It was all about presence. However, over time, that began to shift. Linda began rising early and embarking on solitary long walks. The coffee was brewed, yet the table remained bare. She expressed a desire for some personal time. Ray got it. As the days turned into a relentless cycle, he began to sense that he was merely a visitor in his own marriage. When someone truly cares for you, they make time for you, as time itself is a powerful expression of love. However, as that love diminishes, their longing for closeness fades as well. Frequently, they leave it unexplained. They'll claim they're exhausted. They'll claim to have errands to run. Silence will be their only response. Ultimately, individuals prioritize what truly holds significance in their lives. If you often feel isolated, even in the presence of others in your home, it could be more than mere coincidence. They cease to include you in the little moments. They never inquire about the details of your day. They begin by saying, "You can go ahead," or "I'll just remain here." With every subtle choice, the gap widens. A simple moment can speak volumes without the need for a grand confrontation or a theatrical declaration. It only requires a series of mornings spent in solitude, countless dinners enjoyed in isolation, and numerous nights where they drift off with their back facing you. If you sense a growing distance in a relationship that once felt connected, it's important to acknowledge that feeling. When love fades, the time shared doesn't diminish, it vanishes entirely. That silence resonates more profoundly than any words could express. Sign 4. The art of emotional withholding. There comes a moment, often subtly, when someone halts, allowing you access not only to their daily life, but to the depths of their inner being. You listened to their concerns, their aspirations, their reflections on life, work, and family. Now, it seems as though they are hiding behind a facade. They respond with superficial remarks. People often say things such as, "It's fine," or "Don't worry about it." Yet, you can sense that something has changed. There are secrets lurking behind closed doors, and the most unsettling part is that you no longer perceive them as a safe haven. Let's discuss an individual like Gloria, who is 71 years old. Samuel, her partner, had consistently been transparent with her. After a lengthy phone call with his brother, he needed to let off some steam. He would share his anxieties as his knee surgery approached. He would often refer to her as his closest companion. However, in the last year, everything shifted. Gloria received the news of her cousin's passing a week after the event occurred. When she inquired about why he hadn't shared the news, he simply replied, "I didn't want to burden you." Yet she understood that wasn't the true reason. He found it simpler to manage it by himself, rather than extend an invitation to her. Transformations take time. They don't occur in an instant. When love fades, emotional doors begin to shut. They continue to converse, indeed, but the topics of significance remain untouched. It's not about reality. You start to sense a shift, feeling more like a roommate than a true partner. Major decisions happen without your input. The conversations that once flowed freely over dinner now linger silently in their minds. You may not realize what's lacking until you sense the widening gap. Conversations don't simply come to a halt. They cease to confide in you with their reality. And that stings more than silence. This signifies that they no longer view you as their go-to person during life's challenging or uncertain moments. There's a chance they could still show kindness. Make sure to tackle the dishes. I still take my place beside you in church. The warmth has faded away. The intimacy has faded away. When you reach out, seeking to understand or connect, they retreat. Not always driven by anger, but often by a desire to avoid. People often say, "I'm simply exhausted." Otherwise, it might be beyond your grasp. What they truly mean is that they've already looked within. I've started to step back. If you're still tuned in and appreciating these insights, drop a comment with the number 4 below to show me you're with me. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss a single video. Your support empowers us to keep delivering valuable content that informs and inspires you. It's time to progress. Experience 5 signs of physical withdrawal. As emotional intimacy diminishes, the body frequently mirrors that decline. You'll observe a decline in hugs, reduced eye contact, and the absence of lingering touches on the arm or unexpected kisses on the forehead. Even when we sit together on the couch, it begins to feel more like 2 individuals occupying the same space, rather than truly connecting. For numerous couples, physical closeness serves as the silent keeper of their enduring love. When that fades away, it doesn't merely evoke a sense of loneliness. It seems as though love has taken a step back, almost as if it has distanced itself physically. Consider Martin and Alice, a couple who have shared 45 years of marriage. Throughout their lives, they shared a natural affection, strolling hand in hand and soothing each other's shoulders after a long day. Every night, Martin would lean in for a swift kiss with Alice before they drifted off to sleep. However, following his retirement, a shift occurred. He grew increasingly silent and aloof. He would roll over in bed. He would casually dismiss her hand whenever she attempted to place it on his knee while they were watching television. He ceased to initiate any form of touch, and gradually, Alice withdrew her own gestures as well. It wasn't a lack of love. It was the uncertainty of her place that held her back. Physical touch speaks volumes. It states, "I am present. Your well-being matters to me. You remain my choice." When love fades, the words that once flowed effortlessly begin to vanish. They steer clear of it. They withdraw. They no longer seek your hand in public. They hesitate just a bit as you draw closer for a kiss. It's understated, yet it resonates profoundly. The longer it continues, the more challenging it becomes to close that divide. It transcends passion and romance. Not every time. It's all about being there and providing comfort. The sensation that, even amidst quiet moments, your presence is still desired. Once it's lost, doubt can easily creep in about everything, to question whether you've made a mistake. However, it's frequently not about your actions. It's centered on their emotions and the diminishing attraction they experience towards you, both emotionally and physically. If you've sensed the warmth dissipating when they enter, or if your embraces seem more like courteous gestures than authentic connections, it may be time to confront the unspoken truths that linger in the air. When love fades, the body feels it deeply. It reveals one distance at a time. Concluding reflections. Having listened to these 5 signs, take a moment of calm to contemplate. Perhaps one of them caught your attention. Perhaps they all did. It's not only about spotting the signs. It's about understanding their significance for you. When love starts to wane, we frequently sense it deep within us long before it manifests in words or actions. And still, we find ourselves questioning our decisions. We streamline. We remind ourselves to stay calm and composed. However, the reality is that emotional distance inevitably reveals itself through silence, avoidance, and a diminishing feeling of being understood. If you've sensed that change and found yourself questioning the reality of your experiences, chances are they are indeed real. Rest assured, you're not just imagining it. You can sense the distinction between being selected and merely being accepted. This is definitely something to pay attention to. Approach this with sincerity, bravery, and kindness towards both yourself and the relationship. This doesn't imply that love has vanished or that healing isn't possible. However, the initial step is always about gaining clarity. Once you identify the patterns, you can release the blame you've been carrying. It's time to release the burden of an unbalanced relationship. Now is the time to begin posing the essential questions. Am I experiencing emotional safety in this environment? Am I receiving the attention I deserve? Am I still significant? Your peace holds equal value to the comfort of others. Admitting that someone's love is fading can be a difficult truth to face, but the agony of pretending otherwise is far greater. You are worthy of genuine love, the type that arrives, engages fully, remains inquisitive, and continually selects you, day in and day out. We appreciate your presence with us today. Your feedback is important to us, and we can't wait to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us one valuable insight you gained today, and how you intend to incorporate it into your life. Your feedback matters, so feel free to let us know what's on your mind. Your feedback truly inspires and uplifts us. If you found this video enjoyable and useful, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support empowers us to keep delivering valuable content that informs and inspires you. We appreciate your viewership and can't wait to have you join us in our next video.